Uh, am I able to share my screen?
Yes,
Something.
yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hanji,
sir.
ji, sir.
Recording has also started. So I'll just give a brief introduction. So good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth session of the Faculty Development Program on Pedagogical Techniques for Higher Education, jointly organized by the School of Humanities, Kyarmangalam University, and School of Liberal Arts and Languages, Shobit University. All the participants present here today would remember with a lot of admiration the lecture yesterday delivered by Professor B.P. Josheth on the topic of reinventing Bloom's taxonomy in the context of the National Education Policy 2020. With the help of live examples, Professor Josheth eloquently brought home the need for upskilling teachers and educators from content knowledge to techno-pedagogical content knowledge in order to meet the NEP mandates of fostering critical thinking and experiential learning in students. Pursuing the same line of thought, today we will deliberate on a highly interesting and pertinent topic, which is NEP 2020 and innovative pedagogy, time for restructuring curriculum and pedagogical structure in higher educational institutions. We are privileged to have among us today Dr. Sudhir Narayan Singh, Head Humanities and Management Science Department, Madan Mohan, Malaviya Technical University, Gorakhpur, who will share with us his knowledge and insight on the matter. I am indeed honored to introduce Dr. Singh to the audience present here with us today. Dr. Singh is a Benares Hindu University alumnus, a bilingual poet, editor, critic, and short story writer. Dr. Singh rendered his services at various reputed Indian universities, colleges, and institutes as English faculty member and ELT trainer. Presently, he is serving as Associate Professor and Head, Department of Humanities and Management Science, Madan Mohan Malaviya Institute of Technology, which is based at Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh, India. Dr. Singh has attended and chaired over 50 national or international seminars and conferences, including ones at IIM Bangalore, BETS Pilani, SRM University, and other institutions of repute. His poems have appeared in journals like Poets International, Rock Fables, and have been anthologized in The Enchanted World, Poet's Paradise, The Fancy Realm, and The Melodies of Immortality. He has contributed 80 research articles in national and international journals of repute. Sir has edited 3 books, the names of which are Post-Feminism in India, Myth or Reality, Advanced Information Communication Technology in Engineering, and Kyun Zaruri Hai Jati Unmolan. He has co-authored 2 books by the names of Formal Letters and Feminine Consciousness, Glimpsing Indian Perspectives. Dr. Singh has been awarded the Shiksha Ratan Award by India International Friendship Society, New Delhi. He is a global professional member of TESOL, Alexandria, Virginia, USA. Dr. Singh is a life member of the Association of English Studies of India and Osmania University Center for International Program, Osmania University, Hyderabad. He is the founder president of the National Digital Library of India Club at Madan Mohan Malaviya University of Technology and also the university's Finance Club. So, the audience present here today are waiting with all enthusiasm to listen to you. So without wasting any further time, taking any further of the audience's time, sir, I request you to assume center stage and deliver the address to us. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And thanks for providing me this opportunity to interact with the vibrant minds of the day. And participants, as I have been told that they are from various places, and they are, some of them are school principal, head of the schools, and faculty member of universities. I wish to extend my humble sense of gratitude for them that they are participating and they agreed to be for approx 2 hours with me. And it's a kind of knowledge sharing forum. And since I am on the fourth day of this FDP, so I assume at the beginning that my participants are aware about basics of National Education Policy NEP 2020. Even previously, there were a few education policies. At the outset, I would like to say that my approach will be highlighted in three terms. What are they? Making complex simple. My complete approach will be a kind of simplification and more like a case study of our department, how we took up national education policy as an opportunity to introduce changes. A lot many structural changes were introduced at the school level and higher education level, like converting 3-year UG degrees to 4-year degrees, and reducing PG into 1 year, or if somebody is coming out of having 2 year 3 years degree, so how they are going to be clubbed together. These are the structural, you can say, setup, that how we are going to introduce all the thing. And I hope, I assume that everybody is knowing. I would like to begin with a very small anecdotal sort of thing, that who is accountable for the present day situation of unemployment all over India. It's a question. And this question is supposed asked to a university professor. His simple answer is that schooling is poor, and that's why we are not able to groom and make them employable, and that's why placement is very, very poor. When you ask it to the intermediate teacher, a secondary education teacher, he will say primary education is very poor and stuff is not coming. Everybody is not coming as good as expected. So we are unable to groom them up to a level required. If the same question is asked school teacher, they will say that, this basic education is very, very weak, and based on that, we are unable to groom them and make them employable. And if you ask to the, school teacher, he will say nursery education is very weak and students are not coming with the desired skills. That's why we are not able to groom them desired level. If you go to the nursery teacher and you will ask the same question, that who is accountable, why you are not able to groom a youth, groom a kid into educatable sort of stuff, and why they are so disinterested, or what is the reason behind that poor result, then they will say parents are not giving attention, they are not doing their duty. And if you will go to the parents, so mother will tell that his whole family is like that, none of them are well educated. They will also, like in Hindi, people say apne baap pe gaya hai, and he will not be improvised. So that let the mother has the last statement. This is what happened. The complete story is a series of blame game. It's a series of blame game that who is accountable. Now somebody has to take the accountability. Somewhere somebody has to take the accountability and come into that way that there should be holistic development of personality. Even if somebody is having a kind of, engineering education, and if you might be knowing that Osama bin Laden was also an engineer. So, and APJ Abdul Kalam was also an engineer, also a scientist. Then an AQ Khan in Pakistan was also a scientist. What was the difference between these people? What makes them different? It's like, skill sets are like loaded revolvers or loaded weapon. The ethics and values will tell that how to use, where to use, upon whom to use. All these things will come all together. So not only skilling the youth and with the technical skill sets, rather it's a time to make them ethical, their foundation, because nowadays in the age of information and communication technology, cyber crime is such a crime that within fraction of a second everything is lost. And that's why cyber ethics and etiquette becomes more and more pivotal and important. So we need to convert these engineering institution into the holistic educational setup, or these any academic setup into a holistic setup. And where comes the role of all of us for the holistic development, and humanities kind of subjects are coming into importance. All stakeholders, all even school principals might be having a feel that this is the time when engineering education is, kind of saturation point, where a lot many engineering institutions where admissions are seats are remaining vacant, and somewhere you can sense a silver lining in the cloud, that humanities and other subjects like basic sciences and back to the basics academic setup is coming, and they are growing upward and they are coming into foreplay. Why is it so? So, even I think school principals will agree, or all academic stakeholders will agree, that our youth is going to through suffering through massive stress. We all are suffering. Even COVID was, physically it caused a physical damage and for life and human life, and more it did those who could survive. It make a psychological scar in our mind, and where we came like pangs are there, those who lost their near and dear ones without any reason. Life became shattered, and for many, it was the irreparable loss in at the both front, business front, many industries closed, and all that. So at that time, don't you think that it's a time of counseling and counselors? We, the teachers, are more into the counseling job for our student. And I think Nandini ma'am is from education department, and she will agree that the role of counseling is coming into the forefront, where students are having some kind of readjustment and reorientation is required for that, because most of them are facing a different kind of setup. Just before March 2020, in India, academic system was more rural India, you can say, or suburban area, it was more like a chalk and talk method. And even in engineering, most of the teachers were doing that. Suddenly, one thing came into the foreground, and what was that? Shifting to internet, Zoom, etc., or Microsoft Team, or blah blah, Google, uh, you know, and then Google Meet and all that. A lot many forum came. But at the same time, see, this was such a transition phase that new education policy was also came into play. This new education policy is also known by another name. Anyone would like to tell what is another name now for the NEP 2020?
Participants, you can respond by writing your comment in the chat box. Saw has asked a question. Request all participants to respond to it.
A new education policy, NEP 20, is also known as what? Mm,
Participants, anyone? Somebody wrote
yes, I got the answer. And Dharmendra ji answered it. It is National Education Policy. When we come to this, a National Education Policy, why was it required? See, there was a popular minute on education when we were enslaved or we were colonized. What was that? Minute on education, it was presented by whom? Again, answer is required. It was Macaulay Minutes on Education. And on that Macaulay Minute on Education, there was a person who used to give an account of education, that in order to administer such a vast colony as India, we need to create a group of people which are Indian in color, caste, and color, but they should be Britishers in taste and choices. So there came the concept of, uh, black British, or you can say Kala Angrez, that came into play. And they wanted to use those people as interpreters between amongst them and millions. Millions, if we say whole India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh today. That kind of education policy where everything was to superimpose, maybe right from cultural superiority to everything, where you can say that in America also it was practiced that everything which is white is right and black is beautiful. So am I audible to or not? Please, somebody should confirm. Am I audible or not?
yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
are.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good audible.
sir.
So they said that everything black, that is bad, and everything white, that is right, that is good. That kind of superiority. Even we look at the pages of dictionary, how superiority was imposed. So you will find, I am quoting here few words that is available in 7th edition Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. That is like Maharaja. You will see that the meaning of Maharaja itself is demeaned. They say Maharaja means an Asian prince. The meaning doesn't say that Maharaja means overlord. Overlordship is never mentioned. Rather, Maharaja means an Asian prince. You will see at so many words there the meaning was, you know, uh, demeaned to superimpose. I would like to use Maharaja, Maharani, the wife, Maharani, not the queen. The meaning you will say, see, look at there. Maharani means wife of Maharaja. Then Maharishi, a Hindu spiritual leader. Something, Mahatma, Mahout, these are the things that is being projected. So how linguistic superiority was superimposed to make us mental colony. And when we became the mental colony of British, uh, we started singing at their tune. The whole song and kind of literature started coming like Gore Rang ka Jamana Kabhi Hoga Na Purana. Not only that, Chandi jaisa rang hai tera, Sone jaise bal, when our whole aesthetics was subverted to that, golden hairs we never see in India. Chandi jaisa rang we never see in India. So that kind of aesthetic superiority was superimposed, and indirectly we started becoming the mental colony of them and dancing at their tune. But later on, we realize many education policies, this is not the first education policy introduced in India. But time has changed, and we find that a kind of unemployment for educated people. People are having degree, but they are not having job. So it highlighted that entrepreneurship development should be or must be playing a decisive role into our education system, where students should not graduate only with their paper with a degree in their hand. Rather they should have some skill to utilize as well. And there I would like to share something, a case study sort of thing, that what are the things that we introduced at Madan Mohan Malaviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur, in the engineering setup or other places, and under NEP initiative. So we come up with, are you able to see this slide? Um
Yes, sir.
the highlighted part. We
Yes,
introduced
yes.
entrepreneurship development and operation management as the new management specializations. And earlier, our department was offering HRM, human resource management, financial management, marketing, information technology, international business. By the time we came up to the forum of discussion, we all remain in comfort zone. When you are going to, there is a resistance, always a kind of resistance to change. No people will come to change voluntarily, and that's why massive changes sometime also becomes difficult. But bringing the people to like ice breaking session and making them ready for change, they will not come voluntarily, rather they will oppose. So practical thing everywhere, when we are going to introduce a kind of practical changes into academic setup, we will have to face a lot many oppositions from inside. And then we need to introduce. So what we did, we go for slow pace of change and introducing it. So in management education, uh, in at the same time, in addition to the prior traditional specialization that we used to offer in our department, human resource management, financial management, marketing, IT, international business, we added entrepreneurship development, and we added operation management. Not only that, we went for offering, we hosted NEP 2020 initiative implementation, and we invited stakeholders of all over, this North India. And we, even you can see the photograph, Professor Rajendra Kumar Anayat ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor D. Krishna Murthal. Then Kotiala Saab, then Chairman at the time Higher Education Haryana, and even a few speakers from UK and other places, and we had a massive discussion from that. Then we come up that what changes we can introduce to BTech program. So when you might be aware that when BTech 4-year degree program, multi-entry, multi-exit program. And there is one thing also, ABC. What is ABC in new education policy? I would love to see the answer from some participant in chat box. When you talk about ABC, what is that ABC? Someone should put in chat box. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
We have a response. We have two responses, and both responses say academic bank of credit.
Yes, wonderful. Academic Bank of Credit. Uh, then this ABC came for multi-entry, multi-exit, making it like if someone by force, like students earlier carry on their burden, on their soldiers, the burden of their parents' dream. Like if parents want them to be a doctor, they should be doctor. But what is their choice? So if at 1 year stage, after completing 1 year program, if the student think that this program is not for him or he is not meant for that particular program, he may carry his 1 year credit, maybe 12, 13, 14, whatsoever he has on 20 credit, he can get that credit and enter into different program of his own choice. So, and there he will move with a certificate. So 1 year, after completing 1 year, he will move from there with a certificate of certificate and certain credit. So academic bank of credit will be transferred to that institution, and then he will have the direct entry into second year with certain other credit courses required for that course. He will come up there. Then if he is moving for after second year, he wants to go, he will move with a diploma, 2 year diploma certificate. If he feels that even after 3 year, 3 year he will move with a degree, but and even 3 year courses, degree courses will have to be converted into 4 year program. If he is moving after 4 year, he will move with a degree with research. But at the same time, here at our place, we introduce in engineering program, our department started offering, like plan to offer, if somebody is doing BTech in computer science, he can uh, read 16, 17 credit of finance or entrepreneurship development, and that will be like BTech in computer science with minor in finance, or BTech in IT with minor in entrepreneurship development. So this new introduction we took as an initiative and to our BTech program. Like we merge like BTech 4 year degree program with minor in finance. And 4 paper the candidate has to pass to take of 17 credit, 17, 15 to 17 credit of finance or even of entrepreneurship development. This will be open to them. And then we added similarly new specialization to MBA. Two specialization we added to MBA program and entrepreneurship development and operation management. Then we come up with certain things. We come up with this finance club, and this finance club is like with an objective to spread the financial literacy among the student, and a lot many virtual events we keep organizing to sensitize themselves, sensitize the youth with the finance club activities. They because earlier profit motive was behind the every industry, every organization. But here, when we add values and ethics to the financial literacy, so we will start teaching them not the net profit, not the Shuddha Labh, but rather we will start teaching them concept of Shubh Labh, that is again a very much Indian. Like we can take as much profit, that is not the net profit, rather that should be the kind of profit that is also going to be ethical, and we try to add ethical values to the academic education. This initiative we come up. Then we started, uh, we went for MOU. Here is it's a kind of case study I am giving for the department. We went for MOU with the Entrepreneur EDII Ahmedabad, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. And on the 26th of November, we went for, we signed that MOU. This is um, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of Ahmedabad on November 26, 2021. And after signing that MOU, we got a lot many support from them. You know, like in MOU, mostly what happened after 1 or 2 years, we may sign MOU with like some big institution, but people start treating like that, like the institute that is having at the advantageous side and the other institutes, they start thinking that they are B team of them. But we here we got a great support from EDII Ahmedabad. They not only guided in framing syllabus of entrepreneurship, they invited us for training, and we went there, attend training, and to introduce before introducing entrepreneurship as the new specialization. And based on that, what will not only that, all these innovation, see the outcome. I would like to show you the kind of outcome that we received from them. We are also having MOU with University of Wisconsin Green Bay, USA. And then I would like to show you the impact of this, all these initiatives on placement. And yes, see, what was the kind of response? 16, 17, number of job offered, 11. 17, 18, 0. 18, 19, 0. Campus placement I am talking, not the off campus. Campus placement, 0. 19, 20, see, this is the COVID haunted period also. 1920, 32. 2021, 32. And 21, 22, out of 75 MBA students, 62 are placed till date. And see the kind of impact these changes are doing. Earlier, we were running as the Center for Management Studies, but nowadays we clubbed that center with the humanities, and it became Humanities and Management Science Department. That clubbing together, though it is quite unusual, but as I made a statement at the very beginning, that humanities, it's a time of humanities, and we need to teach students different kind of skill set, that they should not only know to how to be successful, rather they must know how to retain success for the longer duration, at the same time how to handle failure. Clear? uh, and for that purpose, never say die approach, like there comes, I would like to quote a phrase from Bhagavad Gita: na danyam na palayanam. Like never say die and never say quit, rather fighting back, and then academics will turn into an entirely different setup. For that purpose, even students are playing into, they are into sports and all that, where they will be able to, earn some credit from there. For if they are for sports and all that. So new audit courses were introduced. We have CSA, Council of Student Activities, Chhatra Kriya Kalap Parishad. If some student is performing over there at national or state level, that will also be somewhere added. We added medical well-being course and for the better health and hygiene for them, seeing the need of that. We added like festivals of India. We added uh, Constitution of India and a lot many new courses of 2 credits. They came into foreplay as the part of new education policy initiative. So this is what at the as the first part of the academic discussion of the topic that has been assigned to me as the first part. I look it into two parts, and NEP 2020 and innovative pedagogy, time for restructuring curriculum and pedagogical structure in Higher Educational Institute of India. So up to this point, I suggested that how we are restructuring curriculum and how its outcome is promising and yielding fruit to us. In that sequence also, I wish to show you some, you know, syllabus here, how we went for restructuring the curriculum. So what ADII did, and in their guidance, we come up with the like uh, BTech minor in entrepreneurship development, department minor elective 2, and department minor elective 1 like in finance. So we come up with this thing and see this is the syllabus that we could develop. Am I able to share my different screen, different, mailbox sort of thing, or it is there only?
No, sir, your slide is visible. Otherwise, your second presentation is not visible. Mail type
Uh,
is not visible.
okay, let me then stop sharing it and moving to the. mm, Then again share the different mailbox. Only slide is visible. Some problem again. Oh, I want to share a different, you know.
Sir, first you should stop sharing this slide.
Okay.
You click stop sharing. And
So
next,
sometimes I get an option that share this now, something like that. But
so the option will be there. But if you have to share the another one, you have to just stop share this one. Only after that you can share the second one.
okay. That chat box is not blinking.
Sir,
Hello.
somewhere on your screen, you will have a stop sharing option. So once you do that, once you click on that tab, this presentation will go away and you will be able to share the next presentation or screen then.
Sure, ma'am. Actually, I am not able to see that box and all that. It is showing only PPT and rather it is showing that share and
Sir, you can try closing the screen. Is it closing or has it hung? Yes.
I closed it.
Yeah, now we can see you. And sir, you may try sharing the new screen now.
Yes, I got it. Sorry. Yeah, something visible, document sort of thing.
Not yet, sir. You have to first choose share and thereafter share screen. And then you have to choose share screen. So we should be able to visit your screen.
I got it. Here, it is close share tray. Then after
You
that,
have to again share
mm-hmm.
like the way you did previously.
Mm-hmm. Yes, something is visible now.
We can see a Word document.
Yes, yes, that is what I
Yes,
wish to say.
yes, yes, yes.
So here this is how we come up with the development of this entrepreneurship development syllabus. And under consultancy and under the MOU with the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India. Here you can see the syllabus of fundamentals of entrepreneurship and startups. My focus is like that. In this way, we can introduce many changes and we can prepare syllabi and we can come up with, innovative. We can utilize this as the opportunity to make our programs more employment worthy and entrepreneurial motivation and competency development. Then there will be another, you can see, uh, identifying opportunities and creating business plan. And not only that, you know, we need to think of local constraints as well. Like in UP, Honorable CM, he started ODOP sort of thing, one district, one product. So, like even in any place, you can find like in South India, cotton is very, very popular in some district and silk is very, very popular in some district. So that kind of industry may be promoted. Like in Gorakhpur, we have terracotta business, very, very popular and medical education right now flourishing like anything. And then we find like in Varanasi, tourism and tourism education and you can say silk and other business, a lot many things can, grow. So ODOP, it will work for that purpose also based on that. the national education policy has a vision like in by 2030 or 35, every district will be having one university. And not only that, it's not the time of only specialization, rather the time of interdisciplinarity and interdisciplinary approaches, because there was a concept in national education policy, Meru. What is Meru? Anybody would love to answer in the chat box. Please.
Participants,
Next,
the question is, what is Meru? Please answer in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and answer.
whether it came into discussion till date or not. Multidisciplinary education and research university. Means earlier IIM offering only management, IIT offering specialized and flagship program of engineering, but concept is like that multidisciplinarity should be there and it should come into foreplay. So to convert an academic institution into university and multidisciplinary university, the dream is that of national education policy to create a lot many, convert a lot many universities and academic institutions, even in colleges into university and universities into Meru centers. Then that way, with this focus, we can go for the need of the society and need of the civilization. So this is how we come up with syllabus restructuring. Uh, I wish to share here one other, minor program that we started, departmental minor in finance. So accounting, and this will be for BTech. Every year they will go for, like this is LTP 311, 5 credit. So analyzing and financial analysis, accounting and financial analysis, new syllabus, fundamentals of taxation and auditing, and security analysis and portfolio management. Then there is, this is the way we keep introducing certain papers as BTech minor and management specialization. That way we can come up to the various changes and we can come up with new specialization. Now, this is how we are restructuring, but massive changes will not result altogether. Success means growth, growth means change. People fear change as it undermines their stability. Now, moving to the next thing, how we can make classroom experience, and I don't think that I need to deliberate much upon, but how to create resources for them and how to transform our pedagogical approach. Now I would like to switch to that part of my topic that has been assigned by the organizers. Here, new and innovative pedagogical approach. This part is yet to missing towards more holistic and multidisciplinary education. So here, first part, NEP 2020 and innovative pedagogy. So NEP 2020 and a case of our department we have discussed. New education policy, and I hope that the in theoretical part might be with you and you are well versed with, because this is the fourth session. So NEP 2020 and innovative pedagogy. what innovation can we do in adopting pedagogy, time for restructuring curriculum and pedagogical structure. So curriculum structure, this is how we are introducing, and we will take your initiative and suggestions as well, that what you are doing at your place or what else is expected by school principals and other participants, because they have also expectations from higher education, and they have a kind of framework in their mind that this is how accountability this kind of accountability should be taken over or shouldered by the higher educational institution. And here I wish to uh, reshare, you know, one part with you. Are you able to see something on a screen? Now, something is shared or not?
Sir, it's the previous slide on non-verbal communication.
Okay, it's a it's a blog page. Now, creating academic blogs. This is something that will work in present day scenario, because COVID time stopped one thing, like paper reading habits or reading through books. And then pedagogy, our students are using Kindle and other things, or they are using online studies. And there was a dream also, academic dream, that we will come up to the stage of paperless universities. And because even eco-friendly concept, it will add to the concern of environment as well. Print media is nowadays being discouraged, and it is another synonym is coming for that, that is dead tree media. Print media is termed as dead tree media. So plants are massively demolished and cut, and we human beings are so clever that we say that we are the greatest conserver of the environment, for forest conservation and all that. We are doing a lot many good things, but it's not like that. If we are practicing, like we cut one tree and we prepare a piece of paper, we cut another tree, we prepare a pen, we crushed some herbs and we prepare ink, and with that pen, with that ink on that paper, we write save the tree. This is a kind of derogatory response we human being are doing. Apart from human being, if you will see who else is destroying forest, who else is a threat to the forest, save the tree from whom? No forest animals are um, cutting massively the plantation and destroying it and converting it into deserts. But we human being are doing. But in 1995, there came a new term, ICT, Information and Communication Technology. And ICT was first time introduced as the new discipline of subject. And the people who were born after 1995, they were known as, again this is a question I need answer from the participations. What do we call the people who are born after 1995? Please. Those who are born after 1995, what do we call them? Any answer? I'm looking in chats. Yes, Generation G. I got it. Gen G. So this is where we are coming into that. Gen Z personality traits, a lot many things will be there. They are restless, they need result in minutes, they are having less perseverance and patience. They want everything in fraction of time. Lot many features are there. And not only that, they are tech savvy. They spend more time on internet than their previous generation. They feel comfortable in studying on social media. But what happened? Gen X people are teaching Gen Z people mostly. And the thing is required that the way we were taught, earlier education was only one way process, like gurus used to deliberate orally and shishyas used to listen it, a disciple used to listen it, and ultimately knowledge was one way process. Then later on came that it became two-way process, and when people started two-dimensional and people started telling that it should be student-centric and students are more important, but ultimately it became two-way process. Then there came a new concept. My education experts are there, 3D process, three-dimensional process. Then teacher taught and the content. Then now it's a big challenge that Gen X is communicating with, communicating the knowledge, transforming the knowledge to Gen Z people. And what is happening them there, a kind of generation gap and the whole kind of expectation, shift of expectation. Earlier education was like that. Language teaching, for example, LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. We used to teach that way. But nowadays, education is shifting that way, and it's a high time to teach Gen Z people, Generation G people, how to react and how to respond to the various social media. Earlier, we talked much about etiquettes. Now it's time to talk about netiquettes. And for the because they are cyber citizens, cyber denizens, and committing a mistake is in cyber world is more dangerous to the cyber identity of them once they are trolled or once they are thrown out of the cyber world. It is also causing a great kind of psychological depression to them, and that is also a big challenge to them. So here I would like to say that how we, the teachers, adopt a different kind of pedagogy. So you see, we can because they some are visual learners, some are auditory learners, and different kind of learning styles are there, and some are bilingual learners. A lot many learning styles and learning approaches are there. So here you can see I'm sharing like making academic blogs on social media, and here is one of my blogs I would love to say, because this is a kind of small shift, not a big shift, very small. I'm not talking about big platform and pedagogical challenges and transformation, overnight transformation. Rather it's a very small pedagogical transformation that I am discussing over here. And see, here it's a blog.
Sir, I don't think the blog is visible. We can see a slide written on its non-verbal communication. Is it the one you are trying to
It's a
share with
blog.
us?
It's a blog, not the slide. Okay,
Okay.
it will be okay if I am
Yes,
moving it.
yes.
Yeah.
Here's the picture of a blog. Yes.
Yes. So
Hmm.
it's a blog, and then you can see that how can we provide them study material. Here I have used multicolor to break the monotony of the color even so that they may use. I have used images and diagrams, figures like that. And see, now not only that, making kinesics part, like it's a blog on non-verbal communication, and this is what I have tried to make it visible and all that. And if I want to test the knowledge of the student, I would like to go up to this place. They need to tell me by the dressing sense, what could they guess? Can you see a picture of a woman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I need
Yes.
from participants that what does it convey? Transmitting the knowledge, communicating the knowledge to Gen Z people and how they are responding to that. I wish to know the responses from them. Please. What are the things that you are able to draw from this? Please. Somebody should let me know. Culture. Wonderful, Nandini ma'am. I think it's your answer only. And a
A
bride
typical
looking.
Indian, a
Ah,
typical Indian housewife that shows
yes,
culture. Yeah, of
yes,
course.
culture only. And then
And
even
dress
some
tradition.
participants are requested to. I am getting response. Traditional Indian woman, she is wearing some traditional dress. Okay, her dress is showing what? Which place in India she belongs to? Based on the dress, you need to communicate. Signals hope
She
also.
is from North India, uh, particularly UP, Haryana, Rajasthan, that area, and
Yes,
she
wonderful.
is
He's from Haryana and
attending.
Rajasthan, and this is what she's from Rajasthan and a kind of North Indian cultural look. So that way, where I am teaching them theoretically about non-verbal communication, rather making using pictures will attract them and make our students learn. Not only that, we are talking about nowadays communication. Like, see, one challenge here I would like to relate also take, I would like to take permission from the worthy participants to divert from the, content for just 2 minute diversion. And see, here it is proxemics. Proxemics is what? Distance distinguishes and deciphers meaning, meaning through distance only. Here was intimate zone from physical touch to 1.5 feet, personal zone 1.5 feet to 4 feet, social zone 4 feet to 12 feet, and public zone 12 feet to range of sight and hearing. But here, the whole human behavior is like coming closer. If we are talking somebody from distant and both the parties are feeling close to them, they will try to meet someday. They will come from public zone to social zone, then personal zone, and then physical contact. Whole human communication or whole human behavior is like that coming together. But COVID make the reverse change. Like those who are intimate, they were thrown into the social distancing, social zone. And this was also a psychological shock to them and in the kind of behavioral adjustment. Like uh, mother cannot touch the son or father cannot touch the son, friends cannot hug each other, and that way all together the whole family relationship from, and it was a more psychological disorder for the people during COVID, that they were they have to face reverse kind of social distancing during quarantine. So that kind of challenge also has to be, adjusted by the society. And India is a kind of high context culture where intimacy matters a lot in that field. If suddenly some friend is started running away from the other friend or brother is running away because he feels that, and even dead bodies sometimes they started not claiming, so it was a big trouble. So proxemics did its uh, traumatic frontiers it set for the whole society for last 2 years, you can say. Then what we can do? we are the generation from chalk and talk method, and we are dealing with, we are Gen X dealing with Gen G, Gen Y dealing with Gen G. So we can convert that classroom experience by clubbing those blogs to the, you know, to these blogs, clubbing videos, classroom recorded videos to these blogs. If I will click it, it will lead you to a traditional chalk and talk method classroom. See. Okay, so you can realize over here that completely traditional classroom, chalk and talk method, and that is also being utilized for the purpose of making it convenient for the users who cannot visit physically to the classroom, and that way the lecture summary is created over here for the use of those students. So we can adopt this pedagogical method also by, instead of not going for massive change, we can make a recording of the traditional classroom content summary and putting it on YouTube channels, or make embedding with our blogs, and I hope this pedagogy will work. And then that way we will find that how things are to be transformed slowly, gradual change. I am not talking about, using even our this Microsoft team. It provides an option of board writing inside it. It is embedded, I think, somewhere. Let me stop sharing. Then there will be an option of whiteboarding something. Uh, and there we can use, and we can go for whiteboarding, and we can utilize that. Inside it we can find that option. Let me search it. It gives the option of whiteboarding.
That comes in the share. If you click the share, so you'll have this option, Microsoft Whiteboard.
Share and more action, device setting, meeting detail, full screen, background. It is there. I know I have used somewhere back, but right now I am not able to find it. And
So on
maybe
Google Meet, it is there. On Google Meet, I'm very
it
much
is
sure
also
about
here.
it.
Also on Microsoft Team, whiteboarding is there. Maybe some setting part, but we have it. I know. So that way, let us see, whiteboarding is there, and we can produce notes also. We can produce certain notes. And earlier I have used it, Microsoft Team, and I found that how I have produced notes and other things. If I go on my previous team, you know, lecture prints, so I can find over there that we can download the notes, we can take the attendance and all that. A lot many facilities are there. So all these things can be utilized. Not only that, we have also come up with the sense of, I said netiquettes for netizens, as etiquettes for the professional etiquette providing them in the classroom. Similarly, cyber netiquettes for cyber citizens where they need to respond accordingly. And there for writing, if somebody is writing all capital letters, that will be amounting to what? Somebody should respond in email writing. Writing all caps will amount to what? It is equivalent to shouting on social media. Then moving to, drafting mails and salutation and digital signature and all that. And above board, we have developed a syllabus for, advanced professional writing. In there, we have, traditionally we used to teach student letter writing, email writing and all that. Now we are teaching also to them writing blogs on social media and being aware of social identity, because commenting on social media or writing on social media is important, but it is more important to know what not to write, what must not be written. And knowing that thing will enable our youth to be more, friendly, have more friendly identity, welcoming identity, cyber identity for them, establishing all that. And not only that, you have seen that LinkedIn is providing many job opportunities. Because of the help of LinkedIn, people are landing up into good jobs. And all a lot many social media like Josh and naukri.com and sarkarinokri.com. So information for job placement and other things, everything is available over there. Based on that, we need to sensitize our youth for the role of tomorrow. And adopting pedagogy, converting classroom experience, like virtual classroom experience, like the real classroom experience, is also a big challenge. And we as academic stakeholders, we need to, bridge up this gap. And by adopting all that, we India is not a country like UK or US, yeah, where we still require a massive, we still require a massive change, infrastructural change in rural India, in suburban India. And until and unless we are not able to bridge up that gap, and we are not able to spread this connectivity sort of thing, imparting education and converting us, our academic setup into hybrid mode, will be a big challenge. I wish to say that not only academic blogs, rather we can see that we can create content on YouTube channel as well. We can create academic channels. We can go for that, and then we can, you know, share those information to the learners. Let me share one thing, that how can we, you know, again, am I able to share my screen?
Yes, sir. We can see your YouTube page.
Okay, this is like creating academic content over there, and a lot many things. Like here you can see playlist. So here on the top you can see uh, popular videos, then business communication, then there is something like content in Hindi and Sanskrit. Then there is that is known as in Girvan Bharti, that part. Then technical writing part, thesis writing, paper writing, thesis and research paper writing, research paper element, thesis element. Then you can see ELT, multiple playlist, English language teaching. Then there is Tyresia, culture and entertainment. Then there is playlists like snapshot and all that. Then there is playlist like feminist studies you can find, and then a lot many, Hindi Kavya Prastutiyan again in Hindi, then FDP faculty development programs and film studies, and then something nationalistic element, and then all these playlists are being organized over there. So if we can think accordingly the playlist, it will be quite helpful for the audience to, go for there. And on that way, on we can share a lot many content, and then we can, by sharing that, like see, you can content page, oral presentation, and then a lot many information and other things we can share, and we can make it accessible to the students and learners of the day, present day learners, because they are, quite friendly to this. They are quite comfortable in using such information and accessing certain things like this way. If you will go putting all this information, and not only that, even inside video, if you will see this oral presentation sort of thing, you can write inside the video the description, like oral presentation part 1, preparing oral presentation, part 2, oral presentation strategy, strategic preparation for oral presentation, 6 step. First step, managing team. Second step, write your talk. Then third step, structure your talk. Then similarly you can draft 1, 2, 3, 4 and all that. And ultimately you will, if some student is seeing that video, he can also have access to the content that is written over there, and that will be helping him that way. You can find like support, structure, strategic preparation, and then preparing visual aids, a lot many things. That way we can share. And then there is a, at this time when our country is making a mark in every field, at this point of time, what is happening? People are thinking that theories and knowledge that has been introduced us, imposed on us, like feminist studies, we start talking about first wave feminism, second wave feminism, third wave feminism, and the whole lot starts from, like 19th century. Then if you look at Indian concept, why can't we say that in India, feminism started with Mirabai, way back from British feminism? Why can't we draw back the line up to that era? And when Mirabai was, uh, declaring her spiritual autonomy and telling that at the time when only single marriage for a woman was allowed, and she declared that Lord Krishna as her husband, and she faced a lot many problems, but could have the display the courage to assert, fearlessly whatsoever she felt right. So these are the things where we need to look at, and where we need to, draw the line. National education policy, I see as an opportunity to, bring whatever Indian to the forefront. And People are, even academicians, they are so enthusiastic. They talk that can there be a theory from Indian subcontinent that can take the whole world, like the theory of feminism and other thing, like in Indian concept of feminism, or like the concept Gautam Buddha did, that whole Asia was, he became light of Asia, and whole world started displaying respect to him. So that will come. But for all that, first of all, we need to look at the indigenous Indian setup. And our traditional academic system suffered a lot. Um, Nalanda, when somebody gave the logic and somebody ordered for burning the libraries of uh, Nalanda, what was the logic? If someone can share कि क्या तर्क दिया था उस इंसान ने जिसने बख्तियार खिलजी ने, जब वो कहा कि इस लाइब्रेरी को जला दो या उसको आग लगा दिया गया उसके ऑर्डर पे, what was the logic? Someone should write in the chat box. His logic was that if these books are having the, many a time we say that core of all religion is the same. So he said that if these books are having the same content as our religious books are having, so why people should read them? They should read my books. And if they are not having the same as my religious books are having, so they must not exist. अगर इन किताबों में वही लिखा है जो हमारे रिलीजन की बुक में है, तो पीपल इनको क्यों पढ़ें, लोग हमारी बुक्स को पढ़ें. एंड इफ द इंफॉर्मेशन इज डिफरेंट, देन दीज बुक्स मस्ट नॉट एग्जिस्ट. Based on that stupid logic, that library was burned and a whole lot of academic system. I was visualizing few days back, somebody shared the ruins of Nalanda, and allow me to, I will be sharing that screen also of that gentleman, and you will realize that what might have been the structure of that university. I will be sharing that map and structure, and you will realize that what kind of structure it would have been in Nalanda. And here again, one very seasoned academician from Haryana itself, he shared this. Let me, reiterate and show you the kind of structure it was having. Are you able to see something, some post sort of thing by Jagdish Patraji? Is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is.
It is. He has written it. Some peaks of Nalanda ruins and Rajgir, uh, Rajgriha, the ancient capital of Magad Empire, visited on November 25, 26, 2022. The Nalanda University existed from 5th to 12th century before it was destroyed by a Muslim invader. This residential university was spread over 10 kilometers, hosted 10,000 students and 1,500 faculty. Students from different countries competed to get admission. Of thousands who approached, only 1,500 were admitted according to the guide. Now you see these ruins, and I wish to show you this one. This image you can see. You see the staircase, you see the building structure, you see the passage, and you see how intact they are even today. Can anyone look at this? Is it visible or not, that structure?
Visible, sir. It's visible.
So that way, the kind of knowledge and that the kind of infrastructure it was having, see the structure, stairs is still intact. And so, so nicely planned. And then you can see that these staircases and, basement structure and all that classroom structure of that time. See how teachers used to stand over there. See, this is the passage still intact. Now, see the cleanliness, neatness, even how many years, in BC it was there. And see the map of that university, that, plan of that university, how it was located and how it was over there. And whole thing you can see, this is what our educational system, Indian educational system was meant for. We must feel proud on that. And this kind of legacy, and now we are, everything is subverted to the, westernized education system. And we are forced to believe that everything Indian is, uh, required to have Western orientation for every theory. See, right from Marxism and other, when they came and they started overshadowing the other countries of the world, so that purpose we need to add value. We need to look at our past and take inspiration from our traditional, knowledge system and restructure that. And we must try to free our, mental mindset from becoming a mental colony of that. And for that purpose, people ask the question while doing research. They go for, sorting out the problem like Walmart recession. I study a financial study of, Walmart recession. Why are you going to study Walmart? Are they not having better experts than at their place? Or they are not having paying capacity to sponsor that? Real research begins beneath our legs. We need to conduct studies in finance and for Indian recession, or, impact of COVID on business, or how we can enhance our employability, and how to educate, up skill them. What kind of skill set should we provide to our students instead of going to, being a copycat and trying to identify some imaginary problem. People talk that, think globally, act locally. Real research problem lies beneath our leg, and right from the school education, we need to go for massive restructuring. This is just an example that a small drop of practice that we could do, and we cannot go for overnight changes. We cannot expect, some dream sort of changes. Rather, instead, we should go for gradual changes and introducing small, a small step of today will be a giant leap of history, can be a giant leap of history. So for that purpose, we must start working slowly and start dreaming how we can, sensitize the youth, how we can restructure the education, and as stakeholders of knowledge, how can we, be a better placement destination, how we can, uh, you know, like see, now pedagogical approaches, other approaches that we are following. This was the case study I began with. Again, I am moving back to the basics, and here we have this is the summary of new education policy that we have initiated, small initiatives in management education and in engineering education. And not only that, we have offered 16 new audit courses of 2 credit that through from the Council of Student Activities. I am working as Vice Chairman of CSA as well. We introduce Financial Club where we try to sensitize the youth not to go for Shuddha Labh, net profit, rather to go for Subh Labh and bigger profit, better profit. And then that way we come up with the, you know, here we could provide them a newspaper and presentation skills and a lot many things. Here we are opting, pedagogy adopted, lecture method, management games, case studies, brainstorming sessions, presentation, group discussion, industrial projects, summer training project, research project, publication and presentation in conferences mandatory for MBA student, and ultimately we are adopting these things apart from that and certain methods at our institution. Here I would like to conclude and I would like to open session for interaction and question answer. So if you feel that what else can be done and how we can, rejuvenate and make our learning experience, you know, more pleasant, more objective oriented. And if you see the vision document of our department, this is just, earlier it was, Center for Management Studies. Now it became, uh, Department of Humanities and Management Science. And there, if you see the fourth mission of our department to cultivate entrepreneurial skill amongst graduates, postgraduate, and doctoral scholars. Here, to develop soft skills of budding managers in order to increase employability. And employability, I have no hesitation in telling that in 16, 17, 17, 18, we have very poor, kind of placement. But now from, see here, from 16, 17, 11, 17, 18, 0, 18, 19, 0, and 19, 20, 32, and 2021, 32, and today 62. 21, 22, 62 students we got placed. So these experiments enable them to bring better, employability as well. And this is what I experimented at my institution. And I would like to say that here it is not our job to make them only placed. Our job is also, I would like to say that we went for MOU with this EDII Ahmedabad, and because of that MOU, I would like to share with a great thing that I cannot imagine even before visiting this institution, EDII Ahmedabad. I found that they are not having a placement office. एक ऐसा institution आप imagine करिए, you imagine an institution that is running since 1980s and having no placement office till date because they produce entrepreneurs. They do not target and they are least bothered about placement. But here, being that academic partnership yielded also a kind of placement here. And there is a huge opportunity of, opportunity in entrepreneurship development. Not only that, I do not say that everybody should start business. But if entrepreneurship is coming as a new discipline, we must be, having need for teachers, need for trainers, and like see, ODOP, one district, one project. So approx, if one person is employed at there as a manager or somebody, so how many districts are there in India and how many people can be employed as a or as a trainer and all that. So massive job opportunities are also there. Then again, I would like to share one thing. There is a term digital humanities. In the digital era, on the information superhighways, making life a successful journey, digital humanities are also coming as the new emerging knowledge discipline and new domain that will also come into foreplay. As I said, that again with a great responsibility, I am reiterating that, you know, engineering education, technical education is somewhere saturating. Now it's a time of Meru. Forecasted time is of Meru. Multidisciplinary education and research universities. And then for that purpose, no specialization sort of thing will be available by the year 2040, 20 years so from here. Rather, multidisciplinarity will be everywhere. Computer also cannot stand in isolation, and only cyber police cannot handle the cyber crimes. Somewhere sensitization of adding value to them, to their persona, and making them aware about netiquette, cyber social behavior, and making them netizens, those citizens, converting them to the citizens to netizen global, these cyber citizens. Digital humanities will be playing massive pivotal role in the years to come. And that digital humanities is a platform only provided by the computer, but that humanities, that kind of literature, suppose that we, how engaging is that, how much time WhatsApp is claiming from us, how much time, this social media is claiming for us, and what kind of feelings we are having, and what kind of, if somebody is having 10,000 friends, 5,000 friends, connections, how they are feeling privileged, a million follower, 10 million follower on Twitter. See, Elon Musk started making money also from, Twitter. And that way, somewhere we need to, and not only that, there was a huge survey, democratic kind of survey. Donald Trump was banned by the Twitter. His Twitter account was blocked. And suddenly, when Elon Musk, he took up the, umpire of, he took over the Twitter, suddenly he went for the survey, a kind of survey where on whether Donald Trump's ID should be unblocked on Twitter or not. So what happened? The whole survey was an entirely democratic sort of activity and a democratic setup. The strong America is known as the strongest democracy on this earth, and we are the largest democracy on this earth. So what did he do? He went for a survey, and based on the responses, he found that 52% of the people are ready to welcome back Donald Trump on the in the cyber world with his cyber identity, whereas 48% were still opposing. And Elon Musk ended up with a great remark. He said, Vox Populi, Vox Dei. In a democracy, voice of the people is the voice of the God. And based on that, with this remark, he took the decision to unblock. But see, if one of the most powerful person of the most strong, strongest democracy can be blocked on social media. So what about the common man? I'm talking about in terms of president and in terms of common voters, common people. So we need to aware about that. This is an example that if Elon Musk's ID may be blocked and banned, a presence may be banned from the cyber world. Anybody's can be blocked or banned, and that makes a score on blot on cyber identity. And for that purpose, for such purpose, new emerging discipline is this one. digital humanities and cyber security and sensitizing and channelizing the uh, cyber police to catch the to decode, catch and bring cyber criminals to the justice. A lot many things will come and digital humanities will flourish. And not only that, digital humanities, the subjects of humanities and social science domain and basic science domain will grow. I sense as an academician, academic stakeholder, that it is going to be a big change, and it will make a mark on the life of the people and generation Z and other generations yet to come. That is where I would like to take a pause, and I think I have approx 10-minute uh, waiting, 10-minute reserve time for inviting invaluable suggestions, and what you also should do, what I as and are we as academic stakeholders should implement, what else to make our education great and to make our India pride and to lead the nation in the right direction and to make the youth more employable and to reduce like educated unemployability, शिक्षित बेरोजगारी को reduce करने के लिए, because we need to provide this different kind of skill set, and to also we need to match the international level of education. And with all that objectives, national education policy, new education policy 2020 came into existence. I didn't deliberate on much upon basics of the national education policy, because I assume that many people, many participants, after having 3 sessions, will have done a lot. I went on implementational part, where I focused on what I took as my department as a case study, my university as a case study, what we are doing for BTech level student, what we are doing for management level student. We are a technical university today till date. We are having only in basic sciences MSc courses in physics, chemistry, math, and we are having PhD in English, economics, psychology, and this management. And we are having we do offer MTech and BTech and PhD in engineering education. But given that scenario, we also aspire to be a Meru, and we are first public technical university, government technical university to be accredited as NAC grade A in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Many universities are there in private player, but government university to be accredited as NAC grade A, we got it based on the changes, based on the initiatives that we took under the leadership of our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor J.P. Pandey sir. I would like to, before I come to that, I would like to have a quick round of question answer or observations from you, please. Nandini ma'am, and thank you for providing me this opportunity, and again Gunjan ma'am from Soviet University, and Nandini ma'am from KR Mangalam University. It's over to you and over to the participants. You can unmute them if they have some observation or some questions.
Participants, the forum is now open to question and answers, and also your observations. We request you to please share your observations and, like Sir said, what are your takeaways, and if you also have to provide any suggestions here, so your time has come. Any questions that you might want to ask, sir, please go ahead and address it to him directly. So has shared an excellent case study from his own experience, own university. So he has hands-on experience of working with NEP and bringing about changes at the ground level at his own university. I request all of you to share your observations and any questions that you might have with Sir. You may either write in the chat box. We have been getting a lot of messages, sir, as you can see from the participants saying that they have been greatly enriched by this session, that they have learned a lot from the case studies that you have shared, and I'm sure they're going to at least implement some of the suggestions that you have given and some of the insights you have shared in their respective institutions, be it a university, be it a college, or be it a school. May I now request Gunjan ma'am, who is a convener of the 7-day FDP, to please give the vote of thanks to sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nandini, because gratitude is never out of fashion. We should always be thankful to, first of all, thankful to God who has provided us everything. And thank you very much, Dr. Sudhir Narayan Singh, sir. You covered all the things, very extensive and in-depth case study you have presented, were taken an example of your own institution, and everybody aspire. Now it's time to restructure curriculum, and now it's time to aspire for Meru. So multidisciplinary approach should be taken if we really want to be in the vanguard of this academic journey. So you have covered all the points, sir. You have given us so many clues. Your lecture is always very enriching, enlightening, and always make a session wonderful. So I'm really thankful to you that you have given us so much insights, so much in-depth knowledge, okay, how to implement the things. Already we have made some changes in our curriculum, but with the help of this particular knowledge you have shared today, we would definitely implement so many things in our curriculum. And I would approach you, and if I have to make some more changes, for example, you have just mentioned in your festivals of India. So anybody can make a syllabus really amazing and wonderful approach. So I'm again very thankful to you, sir, that you have given us your valuable time, especially on Sunday. Then Sunday, is a Sabbath, everybody takes rest, but still, as a warrior, as a good team leader, you are working for your university, and we are working for this nation. So I'm again thankful to you, sir. Thank you very much for this informative session. And I'm thankful to K.R. Mangalam University, the team, all my team members. Dr. Nandini is very active, very intellectual, and my co-convener and other, especially technical team. They have arranged all the things in a very well manner. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you all, and thanks K.R. Mangalam University and joint team of Soviet University, Madam Dr. Gunjan Agrawal and Dr. Nandini Vishwas ma'am. Thanks for connecting with me. And at the same time, I'm sorry that I couldn't provide you questions, but questions I took a lot, many, even more than 4 or 5.
No issues, sir, no issues. In between, you have asked many questions.
And then I have a request to Dr. Nandini, if you can provide me recording of it, that will be a great support.
Sure, sir. I'll share the link of the recording with you. I'll download the recording and share the same with you, sir. No problem.
So nice. Thanks a lot. And thanks for making the day fruitful, because I was, when you said that even school runners and principals and leaders, they are providing leadership at a school level, they are part of it. And I know they can they can bring the change. It's a time to, take the responsibility on our soldiers instead of passing the buck like the story I began with. Rather, it's time to take that, yes, we can do jointly, we can shake hand and we can convert a boy into a gentleman and a successful person in his life. That's what I feel. Thank you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, participants, for listening so patiently to today's presentation, even though it is a Sunday. I wish to remind all participants that our session tomorrow is a very exciting one. The topic of the session is transforming assessment for student development aligned with the demands of new and advanced pedagogical techniques. And as speaker, we have tomorrow Dr. Vipin Sharma, Head Planning and Development, English Language Institute, Zazan University, Zazan, Saudi Arabia. So we congregate tomorrow again at the same time, 11 a.m. And I hope to see you all back. Thank you, sir. We are moving towards the end of the session. Until we meet again, take care and have a great time. Goodbye.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.